Hi everyone, it's Mary Alice here with Change Your Aim, Change Your Life from the inside out. That's how we need to live, isn't it? Not always easy though, is it? That's why I do what I do. I'm on this journey too with you. This is video 2 of a little series on self-esteem. And the first little video I did was on self. And there's so much more we could have added to that, isn't there? But it at least gave us a concept of what self is. A self is very unique. Each one of us is very unique. There's only one of you that will ever exist. And what makes self? What do you think that is if you stop and think about it for a second? If you were to think about self, yourself, what do you think constitutes yourself? And it's everything we think, feel, believe, our views, our filters on life, what we were taught. It's just as a combination of a lot of things, isn't it? Your personality, your abilities, your interests, all that. And that makes up you. Now, this video on esteem is really interesting. I have a little twist on it myself. But when we talk about esteem, and the reason I'm doing this too is just a reminder is because of the little survey I did earlier asking you, where do you think you struggle most? What do you want to work on? And the majority of you said self-esteem. And self-esteem covers a broad area. It really does. Because we can have complete non-esteem. And I think for a lot of people, that's probably part of the problem. That's why I have the trouble with the saying low self-esteem. I think of it more as high attention to negative self. Because there's really no esteem to have, is there? Not a lot. It's even below low for a lot of people. And yet we know how to esteem others. We have authors or music, like people in music, our favorite singer, songwriter, our actors that we love, or favorite teacher, or lecturer, or it doesn't matter what it is. We have people that we really highly regard. And so we know what that feels like because we respect them and we get this feeling in us like, wow, he's so cool. That's so great. And I love that music, or that artwork is amazing. And you feel that, don't you? So when you feel that, I want you to do me a favor just for a second. See if you connect that feeling with yourself, with you. Can you feel that way about yourself? I have a feeling it's a little bit hard. And I say that because so many of you struggle with this issue of self-esteem. And again, it's more high attention to negative self that outweighs any esteem there might be. That's why the term low self-esteem can mean a lot of different things, I think. And this is why I wanted to break it up between self and esteem. And esteem is regard, is admiration, is respect for another person or for yourself. Chances are you have a hard time with that, and I get that. I did too. I worked so hard in my life to gain that, to love myself, to be humbled by that love, because I know where it really comes from. And if you know me by now, you know I believe in a strong spiritual foundation and essence that is the core of who we are. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about man-made belief systems. And if you have a religion you follow, that's great. If it's connecting you with the God of your understanding, that is marvelous. But beyond that is the essence and the divine that really is in us, isn't it? That's what shines. That's what shines in us. We are one of a kind. So I want you to grasp that a little bit. I want you to hold on to that, not just a little bit, but a lot. You matter. And I know you have so much inside you that wants to come out that maybe you're not even aware of, but you sense this craving of change. You're tired of mediocrity. You're tired of struggling. You're tired of being defensive. It takes a lot of energy to be angry or defensive. And it zaps us of energy when we're so shy and we don't want to put ourselves out there. And we have such low self-regard and self-worth. I think those words really nail it better than low self-esteem. Because you're paying attention, way too much attention, to the negative self that isn't even real. The majority of the time, what we think is so awful about ourselves isn't real. It's something we made up a long time ago. Again, if you're a woman who was abused as a child in any way, shape, or form, and even if you had good times in your childhood, I did, but the sexual abuse I endured, being hit and smacked around that I endured, being verbally abused that I endured, lessened the effects of my happy times. But let me tell you this, innately, I knew I wanted to grow toward the light. I wanted better. But my default mode of living caused me to suffer a lot, in relationships and emotionally and with depression. And pain being my teacher as a younger adult got me the help I needed. I was like, enough is enough. And I'm so grateful because it brought out in me a passion to help you. It feels so good to say that. I want to help you. I know you can shine. I know what you probably have in you that you aren't aware of. I know that you can love yourself, not out of ego. I'm not talking about ego. I love the acronym for ego is edging God out. There is a purpose to ego that we need. I'm talking about the psychological version of this, in psychology, the version of ego, because it helps us stay on course. It gives us reason and rationality and helps us to maintain a sense of a self and help give us boundaries, personal boundaries. So I'm not talking about inflated ego. I'm not talking about like narcissism or anything like that. Not at all, because self-love, that's not what it's about. Self-love is humbling. It's making us wide open to learn and to be curious. It causes us to connect to the God of our understanding. We grow. We feel good about who we are and what we have to offer in life. We find our passion. We pursue what's important to us. We're able to love more fully our families, our friends, our children, our partners, our spouses. It doesn't matter who. And the bottom line is love. And that's huge. And I'm not talking about cliche. The cliche, oh, love, love and peace and joy. I mean, those words get so cliche. But if we stop and think about what it really means, it's so powerful. Very powerful. And guess what? It's inside us. It's there. It's just covered up a little bit, if not a lot for some. This is why I do what I do, to help you uncover the shame, the hurt, the pain, the humiliation that is embedded in you from childhood. I'm not saying I take the place of a therapist, but I can offer support, help, and enlightenment to help you on your journey to get better. And if you're like one of the 45 million women in America alone that was sexually abused as a child, the majority of you never got help. You didn't know where to start. You didn't know who to trust. You don't know who to talk to. You might not be able to afford it. Or maybe you did, but your insurance only covered 6 weeks, which is just the beginning. So now you're like, well, what do I do now? But you have a longing to change and to grow. You want to know more. You want to just get rid of the past, but we can't just ignore it. What we do is we go in and we rebuild. I don't spend time in the negative. I don't spend time in dredging up memories and all that. I spend time in dissecting and taking it out and rebuilding. Right? That's what we need to do, is rebuild a strong foundation of who we are. And esteem begins to grow. Self-esteem begins to grow. We lose the high attention to the negative, and we grow self-respect, self-regard, self-admiration. And for some reason, in our culture, it's like, don't do that. That's not right. That's not godly or Christian or whatever word you want to put to it. But I beg to differ, because that's where it begins. We need to change our mindset, don't we? Let's do that now. So let me just say this, and I had mentioned this before, and I just want to share with you that I have taken my life, some of my story, some of my experiences, and put it in a book form. And I share other people's stories as well. But that's not the whole of it. What's important is the message of it, the change, the transformational information that can help you move forward in life, to be what you want to be, to have what you want to have, to love the way you want to love, and to be loved the way you deserve to be loved. I want you to thrive. I want to thrive. We're not here just to survive. We're not here just to hope things are going to get better. It can get better, and it takes a decision for it to. I want to lead you to that decision and beyond. So I wrote a book, and I shared with you earlier that it's taken so long to get, but it's actually ready now. But the release date is coming up, and I will share that with you. The name of the book is Shatter, Shame, and Shine: Transformational Information and Guidance for Women Who Silently Struggle, because so many of you do, with their issues of childhood abuse, and those who think they do not, because those who think they don't still do. I want to give you not just hope, not just words of surviving, but thriving. I want to hear from you too. And the other thing is this. When you buy the book, I want to offer you a bonus. So when it comes out, I will give you information about the bonus. And the bonus is really special, and I had some great feedback about it. So I think you'll really, really like it too. And it's free. I just want to give it to you because I am so grateful that you would buy the book. But I'm more grateful to you, for you, that you want to change, that you want to grow, you want to learn. You want to say, yeah, I want a better life. I don't want just to live in hope or just above mediocrity. No more. No more victim mindset. No more negativity. When we put high attention on our negative self, I can guarantee you, and you can probably tell me, is you're going to get back negativity in your life, which will only in your mind go, you see, and then you get it back. And then you go, yeah, you see, and then you get it back. And then you go, yeah, you get it back. That's the seed you plant. That's the seed you grow. Let's change that. That's what I want for you. I believe in you. I believe what you have inside you. So thank you for listening to this. Let's get to a place of really having a vital, strong, just amazing, appropriate self-esteem, self-regard, self-love, self-worth. Let that be high. Don't have high attention on your negative self. Okay? Let's get rid of that. So I thank you for listening, and stay tuned to ChangeYourAimChangeYourLife.com or Change Your Aim, Change Your Life Facebook. And you get more information. It should be very, very, very soon. I'm so excited because, like I said, the book is ready. It's just getting it formatted so that whoever wants it can go get it. So God bless you. Thanks for listening. And I really hope you have a good day. And I'm finding that button. There it is. Bye, everybody.